Yo, what's going on, guys? It is the Shooting Max, and you're back from another video. Today we are back with our week 2 match versus Foxy and the Atlantica Ninetales. If you guys do enjoy, make sure to hit that like button. But let's get into her team. She decided this game out of she decided to bring Tapu Fini, the Shedinja, Talonflame, Dragonite, Cresselia, and Hitmonchan, while I rocked out with a Dusk Noir. As Dusk Noir, let me see real quick. I need to open up Showdown. I brought Dusk Noir here with Pain Split, Toxic. No, not Pain Split. Yes, Pain Split? Let me see. I'm pulling it up right now if it'll load. But despite what I said in our season or our week 1 match, she is actually 0-1, so we're hoping up to pick another win. And because in this league it's top 2 in each division, we need to be up there. And our 2 out of 3 of our division rivals went 1-0 plus 3 last week, so we really needed to come out with a big one this week. But we had Dust North the leftovers with the pressure ability. Seismic Toss, Taunt, Toxic, and Pain Split. Basically, they're just to 1v1 like Cresselia and just whittle it down a lot, as much as I possibly could. We brought our Mega Venusaur Purple Haze with the Overgrow before Mega Evolving, obviously gaining the Thick Fat afterwards. Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Knockoff, and Synthesis. Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb for Stab, and because that took care of anything on his team, like just those two, or on her team, that could just hit anything on her team except for maybe like a Doublade, but she didn't end up bringing it. Like if you're looking at this right here on her screen, Giga Drain and Knockoff can hit anything on her team pretty well. And then for like neutral, and then Shedinja, we brought Knockoff, not only just for the Shedinja, but just to knock off any item in general, whether it be like Tapu Fini's leftovers, a weakness policy possibly on the Dragonite, Cresselia's leftovers, stuff like that. And Synthesis, obviously to heal herself up and to keep herself very high in HP. We brought 172 HP, 252 defense, 36 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 44 in speed. 44 in speed, I want to say Spedcraft, a non-invested Tapu Fini. 36 in special attack, I think, allowed me to 2KO Tapu Fini with Sludge Bomb or Giga Drain, one of the two. I don't remember the calc exactly. And then 252 defense, 172, had those little things like trickled over because I had them left over. But it was mainly our physically defensive wall that dealt with things such as the Dragonite, the Doublade, the Hitmonchan. But mainly on her team, the Dragonite and Hitmonchan. And yeah, that's what we brought. Next, we brought Crocodile with the leftovers, with the Intimidate, Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Crunch, and Earthquake. If you're just looking at my team minus my Crook at the end, I just noticed that I'm doing it out of order, but it's okay. My team really does get hurt a lot by Talonflame, so I really had to bring Crook to 1v1 it. So I brought Stealth Rock, obviously, to get him up, because it hurt his team a lot. Just completely killed the Shedinja, 50% to the Talonflame, broke the Dragonite's multi-scale. And I didn't think he was going to bring in hazard removal, although he did bring the Fini, which can defog, and the Hitmonchan, which can spin, which wasn't good for me, so that sucked. Knockoff, obviously, for Stab, and a knockoff any item. Crunch, on top of it, because a knockoff and Crunch combo can kill the Cresselia. And then Earthquake for our other Stab, and it just really hit his team extremely hard. Max the HP, or 254 HP, 12 in attack because I had that left over, and 252 in defense. Impish in order to wall that Talonflame. Next, we brought our Alolan Sandslash with the Life Orb, Slush Rush, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Poison Jab, and Hail. It's mainly there just for like maybe late game sweep. If it finds the opportunity to set up the Hail itself, it can put in a lot of work. It can outspeed its entire team. Icicle Crash obviously for Stab, Earthquake to hit things such as what did I bring it for? The Doublade and the Jolteon. And yeah, just those two mainly. I'm surprised he didn't bring the Doublade. I was very scared for that, if I'm being honest. And then Poison Jab for the Tapu Fini. Yeah, just the Tapu Fini. And then Hail, obviously, to set up the Slush Rush, or give us a Slush Rush boost. 164 speed, Adamant, or 252 attack, Adamant, and then 164 speed. That after we get the Slush Rush boost, allows us to outspeed a Talonflame, max speed Talonflame. So, and then I put 84 in HP, and then I had 4 left over for defense and special defense. Next, we had Musketeer, our Keldeo with the Splash Plate. The reason I ran Splash Plate was because I really wanted to run something that boosts its attack without having to run like Life Orb or like something. I didn't want to run Choice Specs because I didn't want to lock myself in. I didn't want to bring Left Orb because I didn't want to get windowed down a lot. So I just decided to run Splash Plate to boost that Water type attack. Justified, obviously. Hydro Pump, Calm Mind, Sacred Sword, and Icy Wind. Hydro Pump and Secret Sword for our stab moves. It hits very hard, and Secret Sword, because it works kind of like the opposite of Side Shock, instead of where it calculates our special attack into it, but it takes their defense rather. I don't get walled by Chansey, and by setting up Calm Mind, I'd be able to put a lot of hurt into his team, and then Icy Wind obviously there for the Dragonite, and just to lower any speed in general. 2v2 special attack, Modest with 156 speed, I believe that outspeeded a max speed Dragonite because there wasn't a lot of things that could really speed creep on his team, and then I just had 100 left over in HP. Lastly, we have our Sylveon Hentai Dog with the leftovers Pixelate, Wish, Toxic, Hyper Voice, Heal Bell. This was also meant to maybe like wall Cresselia, because I could Toxic it, because even though, yes, he has Tapu Fini, or she has Tapu Fini, which can Misty Terrain up, it's because the thing is levitating, the Cresselia, it doesn't get affected by it, so I'm able to Toxic it. It's there to kind of 1v1 that, and to 1v1 maybe a Mudsdale, but mostly for that Dragonite, if I'm being honest, and the Hitmonchan. That's what it's really there for. And Wish, obviously, to keep ourselves healthy, Toxic to just kind of Toxic anything that I can get, if I get the opportunity to, because I know he does have the Fini, but he does have 3 mons that are off the ground, so I can Toxic any of those, even if the Misty Terrain's up. Hyper Waste for Stab, and Heal Bell to get rid of if we get Toxic, by any chance, or if any of our team gets status, like burned or something, then that wouldn't be good. So I said to do that. And then we ran max 2v4 in HP and then 2v2 defense bold, which will win Spadef. Like I said earlier, to wall maybe Dragonite and Hitmonchan. So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into this. But here I decided that I could lead off Dusknoir because I thought he might, or she might expect me to lead with Crocodile to set up rocks, so she'd lead Tapu Fini, and because Tapu Fini is just a good lead overall, and it's really bulky, so I decided to lead off with Dusknoir because I could do a lot to it, and like kind of scout whether it's an offensive or defensive Tapu Fini, because I am especially defensive, so I am able to take the hits really well. She is going to lead off with Tapu Fini, so I did get that prediction right. And she is just going to set up the Misty Terrain with her Misty Surge, and I'm just decided to stay in here to see what kind of set it was, and based on this I could see that she had no special defense or no special attack into it, and with the seismic toss I could tell even further that she had HP investment, leading me to believe that she's more bulky than anything. I am going to see that the Tapu Fini is leftovers, something like maybe Wakanberry or Poison Berry, any of those. I decided I didn't really want to stay in here because I couldn't really Toxic it. And plus, I had a really good switch in here into Tapu Fini, or not Tapu Fini, into Venusaur, because Venusaur honestly just really walls a Tapu Fini. Even if I am physically defensive, like I can still eat hits, and I am able to outspeed it, I believe, after Mega Evolution because of the speed I put into it. She does not want to stay in, as she knows that she can't really touch me. I decided here, I believe, to go for the knockoff, just because I thought it'd be a nice safe play, because I didn't want to overpredict, and maybe she go into something that I really didn't could take any of my hits. So I decided to go for a knockoff here, and I'm gonna break the Dragonite's multi-scale here, and I'm also gonna see that it's leftovers. And this is her this is her Zmon, and I did not want. No, it's not her Zmon, but this is still, it could be special, and it could go for like a Hurricane, so I didn't want to stay in, so I decided to swap into Sylveon. My dedicated switch into this, and she decides to go for a Dragon Dance here, and I see that and the only chance she has to really KO me is with an Iron Tail, and even that's kind of a rule. So I just decided to stay in, or I didn't want to stay in, and so I predicted the Iron Tail or the Iron Head, and went into Crocodile, as she swaps out into the Shedinja here. So this is definitely, I got the upper hand of that kind of switch out there. She doesn't want to sack this thing just yet, so she is just gonna swap out. As I believe I go for a knockoff just to maybe try to kill it. I didn't really want it to stay around for too long, so we'll see here. Yes, no, I went for rocks predicting it to swap, which allows me to like see because if it swapped out, I could have. Now it can't really switch in unless she defog or rapid spins with Hitmonchan and Tapu Fini. And, if it burns me, well, I have Heal Bell, so it's all good. She goes into Tapu Fini on my rocks, and I did not want to stay in case she went for like a Hydro Pump or a Surf or something. So I really didn't keep myself high. So I decided to swap, as she does end up going for the default, getting rid of those rocks, allowing her Shedinja to swap in. She's just getting a little bit healed up with the leftovers. I go into my Venusaur, because it is my dedicated swap into this Tapu Fini. She's going to go for the hidden power, either Psychic or Flying. I'm really not sure which one she brought. But you're going to see that does very, very little. And my Sludge Bomb is just going to do a lot of damage. And here I decided to go for the knockoff, predicting that Shedinja. And because, once again, knocking off maybe the leftovers and, just knocking off in general is a very, very safe play. As she does go into this Shedinja, making this thing completely dead. Mega Venusaur picking up its first kill of the game, and just completely destroying the Shedinja's dreams. That was really good for us, predicting that. I'm gonna knock off its Lumberry, and she's just gonna go right into Talonflame, which I agree it is very good, even with the Go Wings and Nerf. It's still base 122 speed, it's still very, very fast. So. But it's going to go into I'm going to go into Crook, my dedicated Talonflame switching. I'm going to get the Intimidate off. And she's actually going to go for the Swords Dance. And I could tell that even at +1, I could live, I believe. I could take the hit very, very well, even the Z move. Let me see what I want to do here. She's going to swap, yeah, because she knows that I'm still going to be able to hit. And she probably didn't want to, risking a Stone Edge. So I decided, I believe, here to go for the knockoff, just to scout whether, because that is her Z-Mon, so I wanted to see whether it had the Z-move or not. No, I went for the Crunch for more damage, and I'm going to do maybe 10-15% there, showing me that she is rather defensive, physically defensive. She can get leftovers damage, heal up pretty fat, or pretty high. I believe I swap out here, yes, I want to say I swap into Mega Venusaur, yep. It's very obvious that I am going to go into Mega Venusaur, but it's just such, a good switching, and, my team's, her team's getting whittled down by the Sludge Wave, so, I have nothing to complain about. She ended up going for the Surf, so I end up seeing her entire moveset, Moonblast, Surf, Hidden Power, either Psychic or Flying, and the Defog. Showing nothing too weird. She ends up swapping out, and going into Hitmonchan, which I thought was a very interesting play. I decided to synthesis up since I was kind of getting below half, and if I wanted to, if I really needed to deliver a hit from a Talonflame, like a Brave Bird, I really need to keep my thing really high. She goes into the Hitmonchan, like I said. I expected max HP Assault Vest because of the way she brought it in. I decided to go for the safe knockoff play to see what it wants to do, and it turns out to be Choice Scarf, which I thought it was very weird that she brought it in versus me. When she has maybe Talonflame, even though I know Sludge Bomb does do a good amount to it. I just decided here to go for Giga Drains because I don't want to use up all my all my synthesis, and I just decided to go for Giga Drain to get myself up. I'm going to be doing at least about half. I believe here she decided to go for the Drain Punch to keep herself high. I went for the Sludge Bomb on the off chance she tried to switch in Dragonite on me. She's going to get a little bit of HP from that Drain Punch, bringing her over half. I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb, like I said. Bah! And I am not going to snag the Poison. I believe this turn I went for a Synthesis, as she swaps into I'm So Good, the Talonflame. Did I do that? Is that what I played? Yeah, I went for the Synthesis, like I thought. And I believe here I just went straight into Crook, because like I said, it is my dedicated switch into a Talonflame because of the Intimidate and just being max defense. No, I didn't. What did I do? I think I might have predicted her. I don't remember what I did. This was a few days ago. I guess I predicted her not to go for it, or I decided that I should just see what he wants to do. I said she flame charged. I was able to eat that up, obviously. I got a Sludge Bomb, bringing it down below half. And I decided to swap into Crocodile. Like I said, that's what I thought. I believe I baited the Z move here, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to bait the Z move by staying in, which I ended up doing. She's gonna go for the Z Brave Bird, aka what is it called? Like Supersonic Sky Strike. Although she is -1, she didn't set up an STD beforehand. She only has +1 speed, so my Crocodile is just gonna take this Supersonic Sky Strike very, very well, only doing about like a third of its health, more or less. And that just, I'm just kind of wanting it now. I believe I just go for an EQ here, predicting it to either swap. Yeah, I go for an EQ here because I thought she was gonna roost, and I could just get a powerful EQ off, or B, she was gonna go into the Tapu Fini, which I outspeed because I'm base 92 and it's only base 85. So I do get the prediction wrong. She goes into Dragonite here. I decided to go into Hentai Dog because I feel like she would have went for an Iron Toe if she had it, and she actually ended up going for the Fly, which I thought was very interesting. I decided here, I believe, to go for the Wish to try to get myself up. Yeah, I go for the Hyper Voice because I knew that it was faster than me, so I could get a big hit off. She manages to live the Hyper Voice with the Dragonite, and I believe this is the turn where I decided to go for a Wish. No, okay, well, I guess that's, or it could be actually. She decides to go into Banana Bird, the Cresselia here. Do I go for a Wish this turn? I do go for the Wish. That's kind of what I thought. She's gonna keep that Dragonite around. I'm very curious as to why though, because I could easily set up rocks and now like the Crocodile, or not the Crocodile, the Dragonite and the what's the thing called? The Talonflame could die now. She decides to go for the Calm Mind, which is definitely kind of frightening. I stayed in here to Toxic it because, like I said, it's levitating, so I'm able to Toxic this thing, and plus the Misty terrain isn't here anyways. And if she swaps into the Tapu Fini predicting it, then oh well, like I could just swap out into my Mega Venusaur and get off the Sledge Bomb or something. I'm gonna get the Wish off, and now this thing's toxic, which is really helpful for me. I believe here I decided to swap into my Dusknoir. Yep, because it is my dedicated wall to it. Like it's only here to 1v1 the Cresselia here. It's going to go for the +1 Moonblast, and you're just going to see how little it's going to do. It's only going to do, like, maybe 10%, 10-15%. You're just going to get the special attack drop, but it really doesn't matter for me because I don't really have any attacking moves, especially not special attacking moves. So right now she's kind of getting whittled down by the Toxic. I decide here to go for the Seismic Toss, maybe. She's going to reveal a Side Shock, though, which is definitely kind of scary because I am specially defensive. So the Seismic Toss is hitting me on the defensive side, which isn't too good. I'm going to get the Seismic Toss off. She's actually going to activate the Key Berry, raising its defense, which I thought was very interesting. That's really cool prep on her. I'm going to get the Leftovers a little bit, though, and that's just where the Leftovers kind of comes in a little bit handy, because now I can go. I knew that she was either going to go swap out or Moonlight because she was kind of getting low due to the toxic damage. So I decided to go for the Pain Split, as she does go for the Moonlight, allowing me to get myself up a little bit higher here and weakening this Cresselia a little bit more, bringing it down to about 60% or so. And then after the toxic damage, bringing her down to a little over half, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yes, about 40% or so. I believe here I decided to go for a Seismic Toss because the Toxic is starting to rack up, and Seismic Toss damage and Toxic is going to be really hurting her a lot. Like, she can't Moonlight forever because of the Toxic. Yeah, I go for the Seismic Toss, like I said, to do about 15-20% to this thing. I'm all the way back up at full now, thanks to that Pain Split and Leftovers. And now you see, like, it's doing a lot. And I believe here I just decided to go for another Seismic Toss, as she decided to just let the thing go down, like there's no point in saving it, and just going for the Side Shock here. And at this point, I win with my Dusknoir, I believe, because I'm able to if the Talonflame comes in, it's going to take recoil from Flare Blitz or Brave Bird. I'm going to live, and I'm just going to be able to go for the Seismic Toss. This thing's going to die to Toxic. The Tapu Fini can't 2KO me, and I 2KO it with the Seismic Toss. And then there's this Hitmonchan here, which, once again, like, it can Ice Punch me here, and unless he gets the freeze, I can just kill with the Seismic Toss, which I end up doing. And then the last thing's the Dragonite, which is, like, at 10%, which, once again, I just kill with the Seismic Toss right now. I'm looking right here to get a Dusknoir sweep, which, this is really, really happy. I didn't think Dusknoir would do this good. As we wrap up into these final few turns, she's going to end up going into Dragonite here. And I'm like, oh, nice. I can... Wait, what? Wait, rest? Rest? Dragon Dance and Fly. And what I assume its last move to be is what is it called? Is Sleep Talk. So at this point, I'm like, well, I really can't 1v1 it. Like, I could PP stall it, but, like, that's really boring. So I decided to swap here because I predicted it. Like, if it went for the Sleep Talk, like, all I could do was fly, which gives me a free turn to do whatever I want. It could get Sleep Talk or Rest, or no, it could get Dragon Dance, which I don't mind the Dragon Dance, because its only attacking move is Fly, so that'd give me a free turn, and it could only Rest, which would do nothing. And if it didn't have the Sleep Talk, well, I still get free turns either way. She's gonna swap here, knowing that she can't do much after getting the Rest after Sleep Talking. And this turn, I decided, if she gets Fly, well, then I just get my Hail up for free. So I set up the Hail here, and this is just kind of where my, what is it called? My Alolan Sandslash just kind of comes in and sweeps. Due to the damage that was dealt to it earlier in game by Venusaur with the Sludge Bomb, I'm able just to go for the Poison Jab here and just able to kill it. Just barely able to take it out. Like, I think the Hell might have mattered, that last little bit of Hell. Like, that buffer might have put her out of the range, or out of the rule to live. It's really helped for me. She's going to go into Talonflame. I really want to go for the Poison Jab here in order to not risk the Icicle Crash miss. But because it was a roll, and I'm not sure whether she had investment or not, I had to go for the Icicle Crash. Luckily for me, I do end up landing it. And I am able just to take this thing out. And finally, she's going to go into the Dragonite. And unless she has some secret 5th move that I'm not aware of, that's going to be the game for us. A 6-0. I definitely didn't expect that. It wasn't even really, like, I don't know. I really didn't expect to get the 6-0. But we're going to land the second Icicle Crash, take out the Dragonite, and that's a GG to Foxy and the Antarctica Ninetales. Bring this up to 2-0 and +8, I believe. Let me see if the doc is updated real quick. Let me just see. This team statistics. It has not been updated yet, but so I'm not able to see where we stand within our team or within our division. I know we're at least going to be 3rd. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Next week we play, I believe, Sleeping Snorlax and the Sleeping Snorlaxes. And we faced Lax week 1 of season 1 of MCL. So this is kind of like a callback. I am really excited to see how we do. We did end up beating him 3-0 last season, but anything can happen. I am looking forward to this match. Hopefully it'll be up on Sunday. We do intend on battling tomorrow, for me at least, and then that'll give me a lot of time throughout the week to record it. Hopefully we can do live con that week. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, make sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe for more MCL and just League content overall, because there's a lot of League content to go around on my channel. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the ShinoMax team. I'm out. Peace.